Guys, I don't think you understand. It's like having to pay that amount of rent is crazy.
Me and Maz had our first argument.
One thing at Adeola, we have arguments, she'll just bring it up.
Because I feel like people can learn from it.
Having friends that go to church, I think, helps because it makes you less, influenced to do things that you know that your morals and values don't mess with.
One Extra presents Pressed.
Hey guys, it's your girl Adeola Patronne. You know the vibes already.
Hey guys, it's me, Mariam and Musa, your Miss Unproblematic, and welcome back to another Pressed podcast episode.
Woo!
So
yeah, guys, before we get into the episode, we do want to let you know we are going on a little break. As it's coming to the end of the year, we do have a lot lined up, such as filming new seasons for our shows. We have birthdays, we have holidays, we have Christmas, we have Sagittarius in the room. So guys, we've just got a lot going on till the end of the year, but we will see you guys soon. Especially if you follow us on socials, you'll be up to date with what we're getting up to. So just thought I'd put that at the start because some of you guys don't actually make it till the end, and then you'll be messaging saying that where is the next episode.
But it's really shame on you.
Yeah.
Why didn't you listen to the end?
Yeah.
But well, anyways, into the episode, Adeola. So much has happened, and so much will be happening before as well. But something amazing, well, I wouldn't say amazing, but something different's happening or happened for you.
Yeah.
If you don't follow her on YouTube, then this is how they're gonna find out what's been up to date. So why don't you update them? Because I think it's a really good chat we can get into right now.
Okay.
With it.
I moved out.
Yes.
Of my 2-bedroom apartment with my walk-in wardrobe and my own space. But when did I move out? I think like a month ago now. Yeah, because I missed my rent. This is the first time I'm not having to pay rent last month, and it felt really good.
Good.
So yeah, I just decided to move out because I just got an email from my landlord deciding to increase my rent. Yeah. So when I first moved in, I was paying like 1.7k, which was my budget, and I did think if I ever have to increase my budget, I didn't want to go more than 2k. And then my landlord said he wanted to increase it to 2.4, and I was like, oh my god, there's actually no way.
It doesn't make sense because when you calculate it for the year, it's like why am I actually paying off someone else's mortgage?
Yeah.
And especially when it's like there's things you probably would want better for that. You can get way more not in London. That's
exactly.
What's piss tape.
It's like harder to justify paying rent when you was paying a price before and you're not getting anything more for the more that you're paying.
You're not updating anything. You're not giving me anything back. So what am I paying for?
Literally.
You're just helping me pay the mortgage.
Exactly. So that was my thought process, and I was like, oh my god, no. So I was looking at other places. I was going to live with a friend, but then that didn't work out because I think we just missed out on that house at the time.
It just wasn't going to the time frame with everything, it wasn't going to work. It wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. So then because that was kind of late, and I was like, do you know what, I can't even be bothered to look for anywhere else because there was a lot going on that month anyway. I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to move back home for a bit, save some money, and then rethink about what I actually want to do. Yeah. So then, I just thought, let me just move back home, and I do actually have a home to go to that will accept me.
Like, you know when you think about it, like parents are there to help you. Like they raise you to a stage where okay, now you have your independence. But when you have parents, they're always gonna be there. Like, why on earth wouldn't you use your parents? Like,
exactly.
You need what the hell? But I think it's a really big I think it's a good thing personally. I think it makes sense. Did you feel a bit nervous, like the whole idea of like, oh, do I need to because you know about jobs, we have to keep everyone updated. Yeah. Did you feel some kind of nerves, like thinking, oh, I got to let everyone know now this? Or were you very I don't give a heck? Like,
I didn't care at all. And I think because as well, like in my head, it was like when I moved out, I was making less money than when I was making now.
And now you've moved back, is that you're saving and you're making more.
Yeah, literally. So I was like, it just makes sense for me. I don't feel the need to keep up any appearances.
I 100% get that. And do you know what's so crazy? Like I was watching this TikTok earlier where this girl was like, she can afford her rent, but it still doesn't make sense. Like it's still expensive. Like you can afford it. Like you know how you can afford rent? I can afford my rent.
Like if I have to pay, okay, cool, but I don't.
But then it's like when you think about the future and further things, it's like
that money could actually be diverted
to something
else.
And I feel like there is, you know what's so crazy? Because when I moved out, I lived with my parents for like up until I was like 24, 23. I went on my TV show, got in a relationship, and I literally just moved up in there with him. So I've been at home for about 5 years now or something like that. And in my mind frame, when I moved out, it was very much like, okay, moving with my partner, I can create better content. Because back then, like, you know, I didn't come from a rich household. Like, I didn't come from like a beautiful home. Like, it was still my home, it was still beautiful, but modern, aesthetically pleasing. So it was my chance to create a space with my partner, like earn more money and like do the content. And I feel like you feel the same, like, you've done what you need to do in the time frame of the position of going into London. Like, realistically, creating those content that can get you further, open your opportunities, be able to go in and out of that issues and meet new people.
Literally.
So it's like,
I don't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Because I done a YouTube video about it and someone commented saying, oh, I'm happy you've moved back home. I feel like you was pressured to move out.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, I wasn't pressured. It was the move that I felt I needed to make at the time. And it's benefited.
Yeah.
Like, since I've moved out and I've been in London, you lot can see everything I've accomplished.
Yeah.
And now I'm moving back home. I feel like whereas I lived in Kent before,
it's harder to
I wasn't supported by brands that would pay for my travel or that would make sure I'm here at a certain time. Like, everything that if I was going into London at that time, was all on my own costs.
Yeah.
Whereas now I've established myself enough and got brands that I'm working with that will cover my travel. So now I can move home and it doesn't need to come out of my own pay to get to the places I need to get to or feel like I need to be at events all the time to meet the people I need to meet.
Exactly.
So
it makes sense. And it's a weird one because I feel like when you think about it, like, why do you actually move out? Like, even I think about it sometimes. Why did I move out? Is mainly
for work
purposes. Because when you're not living, when you're not living in London, it's easier to probably to stay a bit longer. You're in London anyways, so it's cheaper transport first of all. So it's easy to get around. So all that commuting isn't that deep. But once you kind of surpass that, where it's like, I'm actually really far out, I actually need to be in these spaces. Because even when I lived in Essex, babe, the going back and forth every day was so draining. That's why I moved back into London, because I was like, I realised, like, this is the stage in the career where it is actually really booming the things I really want to do and venture out in. It doesn't make sense to me to be in Essex when I thought, all right, I'm going to be settled down, I'm going to do all this. So it makes a lot of sense. But I even feel like you're happier, like, it's like the nicest feeling. Like,
you're saving money. So I'm really enjoying it right now. And obviously, like, you know that I'm starting my brand and stuff. It's like, I have more costs now. So it's like, I'd rather use that money to go into something that is actually investing in my future.
Exactly. Rather than, and guys, I don't think you understand. It's like having to pay that amount of rent is crazy. Especially when you look at what other people and what mortgages are. Yeah. For like a 5-bed, like your rent could get you like an 8-bed. You know, when you think of the mortgage you'd pay, it would probably,
a month, it
would be the same as what you pay on your rent for something that isn't nowhere near the amount
of.
You
don't even get parking.
You don't even get parking. Listen, it's crazy. So I think it's a big step, like, and I think it's a good one, and it's nice. Like, your parents appreciate you more.
And I actually missed spending time with my parents because the times where my parents will come visit me regularly, or I'll go see them, but it's not the same. And I feel like living back home, I've just missed that whole family unit. Obviously, I'm not in a relationship or living with a partner, so it's just nice to just be in that family dynamic again.
Especially when you've done years, like, I think the last time, like 4 to 5 years without being with your parents is a long time, especially when it's like you most people move out like 25 plus. Like, I don't know what it is. Well, what I always felt like people just move out from the age of 25. It's a bit different now, but you know, when you miss those little bits of those key moments, like, it's a nice feeling.
It's really nice. So that's just me back in being a Kent babes. I did want to talk about something though that had me pressed. Well, it was quite a while ago and I actually can't remember when it comes out, but guys, me and Maz had our first argument.
One thing Adeola, we have arguments, she'll just bring it up.
Because I feel like people can learn from it.
Okay, cool.
Because I feel like we handled it like real friends.
No, I think it's good. Like, I think it just, let's see how
I found it quite funny.
It is funny now. But okay, go on. You say, like, I was pressed too.
Was you pressed? I was pressed.
Yeah, I was pressed, but I think how I handled it got you pressed.
Oh,
but I was deep. I was just felt how I felt.
How did it start again?
So what happened was I text you. I just gave you an off text, like, because I was actually So
it started from the wedding.
Yeah. So should I explain it from my side?
Yeah, you explain it from your side.
Cool.
it started from you before I knew you were pressed.
Cool.
Yeah.
So obviously me and Adeola couldn't go to Guap Gala. Not that we couldn't go, but
we kind of decided that we're not going this year.
And we're going to go to a wedding instead. So cool, like I'm going to this was going through my head. So I'm going to this wedding, Adeola, cool, whatever. So we spoke maybe 2 or 3 nights before. So but I didn't know you were doing anything, but I feel like I don't feel like you told me you were doing anything that day. But we spoke. So so we spoke. So cool. So then the day of the morning, so I was like, because so basically a chauffeur company was going to drive us. That's what I was asking you. So I was like, oh yeah, let's get a chauffeur. It'll be lit. We can have a good time. So I don't know if he said she can't come to the wedding. So I was like, okay, cool. Because at that point I was a bit like, oh, but I didn't. It was like, fine, I get it.
Yeah.
And then I watched someone else's close story where she was doing something, and then it looked like you guys were going to the Guap, babe.
So basically, Uche put in her close stories. She tagged me getting ready for Guap Gala, and she tagged Adeola Patronne.
Yes, I was thinking
because she was doing something with my brand, but she tagged me rather than my brand.
Yeah,
okay, my skincare.
So
brand.
I was thinking, oh, what? I was just a bit confused because I was just like,
what's going on here?
What's going on
getting
here?
Ready together.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. So I was like, oh, okay, but. So then, obviously, when you text me saying, how was the wedding? I was just thinking, well, if you were there, you would know. So I just thought, I'm just in a bad mood. I'm not going to even be bad vibes, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the next day...
We hadn't spoken.
It
was like 2 days.
It was 2 days, and we could talk pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So then I woke up, like, just vexed. Like, and I was thinking, she hasn't even tried to see, like, hey,
it was press day. So it was a Tuesday.
So
we were meant to record.
So I texted her saying, can you bring my camera? Thanks.
She said,
yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, she just messaged, she aired my, so this has now moved on to my side.
This is her perspective
So
now.
the last message I sent to Maz was, how was the wedding? Ignore. 2 days later, she messages me Tuesday morning when we're recording press later that afternoon. She says, can you bring my camera today? Thanks.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my head, I was thinking, is she all right? Like, I asked her, how was the wedding? She's ignored it. Fair enough if you want your camera, but what happened to hey? What happened to babe?
I was just
and the thanks. And I was like, she's definitely got an attitude with me.
Has an attitude.
So I was like, what's with the attitude?
And I heard the way you said it. It's not that irritating. I was thinking, I can imagine, what's with the attitude? And I was like, what attitude?
Yeah, she was like, what attitude? I just want my camera. And I was like,
no one
said you can't get your camera, but you clearly have an attitude.
And then I think I said something like, nah. Oh, did I say there's no attitude?
You was like, no attitude.
There's no attitude.
And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to see you at press and I'm just going to ask you the same question. So
when she texted me that, thinking, oh, let me type like how I'm feeling, I was like, I'll actually see her, I'd rather say it to her face, like it's better.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, well,
So she ignored my last message.
Yeah, so I aired it, and then I came to. Did I get to press before? You got to press before
I got to press before her.
Did you purposely get to press before me?
No, because even in my head I was thinking, so when I get, because I was even annoyed. I was on the phone to like one of my friends, the guy that I was talking to, and I was like, I don't know what her problem is, because she clearly has an attitude, but she's trying to act like she doesn't have an attitude, and I hate when someone has an attitude with me, and then they're trying to make it seem like they don't have an attitude when they do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was like to him, well, I'm gonna ask her what her problem is, and if she says nothing, I'm not filming an episode. I'm going home.
Is that what you're gonna?
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not filming with fake vibes when I know she's not talking to me.
Oh, okay, cool, fair enough. So I came in like, I was just gonna be happy because I was like, no, I'm not gonna let my irritation like affect me, like, you know what?
Yeah.
So I was happy, and then you're like,
she walks in, she says hi to the room. Hi, she said hi everyone. I was like, okay with her, hi everyone.
And then you're like, Maz, can we talk please? Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then we left, right?
And then we went into the toilet.
And
guys, the toilet is bare small, so you're literally like in front of each other.
Looking at each other's eyes. And then Adeola was like, so what's wrong? And then I was like, sometimes I don't know how, I said, what did I say? I was like, sometimes.
You was like, sometimes I just feel like you just don't do you say you don't include me?
No, I don't think you know how it makes me feel. Some things you do make, like, what you feel, and then you explain. I was like, okay, like the wedding thing really upset me because I felt like, babe, I literally we planned to go together, and then because obviously we had, because we hadn't, you didn't say you didn't say like, oh,
this is why I'm
and then if you said, oh, makes sense, I wouldn't have jumped to conclusions, and I even feel bad for jumping to conclusions, but literally I was just like, what the. Like, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, it just really upset me. And I was just like, yeah, because it's like, literally, you're my girl, you're my friend. Like, yeah. Like, we ride together. And then in that moment, it just felt like that wasn't important for you. Yeah. And then I was just like, upset. Did she not get how that might make me look? And then on top of that, I just felt like, because I was just thinking, oh, how come like
I don't know about this, but someone that's probably not as close to me
and it's like I'm like I'm your biggest supporter, like I'll cheer you on all the time. So in my head I was thinking, have I done something? And I feel like because that's been stressful, sometimes you come into press upset or like your energy's not there. So I'm just thinking, is it me?
Yeah.
So it's just been like a bit, and because we haven't actually, you said it, like we hadn't spent time together. We've been quite busy. So I was just like, I was just really upset and I took it personal. So then what happened?
And then I just said to you, babe, like, if I do something wrong, I would rather you just let me pull me up, because I would never intentionally try to make you feel like that. But I didn't like how you was just aggy with me from the jump.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm an aggy person. So I feel like for me to get there, I felt hurt.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like me and you, like, we don't argue. Like, if we're a bit off, it's just, we'll have a moment and we'll just move on. It's never that deep. But that one, I did feel a bit hurt because I just genuinely feel like, what the f***? We're riding this together, like, what's going on? That was literally what was going through my head. And I think because of, like, we hadn't spent so much time together, like, had been a bit, like, do you know what I mean? Everyone's busy, so I think I just took it quite personal. And but it's because I care, babes, because I genuinely, like, care, and you're my bitch, like.
Yeah. And I was saying to Maz as well, like, I think I said to you, I've said on the pod as well, like, I don't really like talking about myself. So
yeah,
it's
I think
like...
that, and babe, and I think it's because, like, I'm getting to understand, like, that's just how you are, because I feel we're very different. Like, I deeply, like, how I do things is completely different to how you do things. So I might be like, what the like, you might be like, why is Maz? But it's because Maz is like that. Adeola's like that.
Like what?
Like, you're just how you are. Like, you know how you said that when we were in the toilet, you were like, oh, that's how I am. Yeah. And I was like, that's the thing, I know that. Yeah. But because of how I'm a bit more on the sensitive side, so how you are is how you are. And I know that. So that's why I was like, well, when I was getting annoyed, I was like, oh, maybe it's not a deep, like, this is, this is what she's like. But because I actually, in that moment, that the wedding thing, I felt so alone. I was like, I'm gonna be here with Adeola. So that was literally what it was. I was like, and I felt like we're not going gop, like, we're coming together. So then I was just like, what the but it was more, I think, my sensitive side. And
I think but I think it was valid though, because you didn't know what I was doing that day. I think I would have felt the same.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just like, because I just think it's just a natural thing. You're just like,
especially if we made those plans way before as well. So it was like, you didn't really tell me exactly what you were doing that day that might interfere in our plans.
Deep. Like, this is the thing, it's actually, like, it's not that deep. I think it's just because we had plans that day. Yeah. And it was like, oh, and if you said, oh, Maz, I've got to do this, and I'd be like, oh, and then if I saw it, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine, babe, I get it.
Doing that day
I wouldn't even cross, but I think just because it was like, I just thought you were going to go without me. I was thinking, what the Yeah, and I was thinking,
I get it.
Like, that was literally it, and I was so annoyed, but I got over it, and I
spoke it out.
Yeah, and like, bitch, you're my bitch, like.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I do, but babe, I do need to. I don't know, but yeah, I just feel like I need to learn more how to talk to people about what I've got going on, but I really struggle with it.
But you don't. The thing is, I don't feel like it's by force. It's just, I think it's that moment.
But I do. But the things I do want to tell you stuff, but I just would never be like, oh, by the way, babe, random, but. I don't know. I just feel like...
I know what you mean. Like, but that's the thing. Like, I think, like, when we, like, have these open conversations, like, you actually have to, because something that's you're not used to.
Yeah.
I would take it the wrong way, because I might be used to that with, like, my friends. Like, do you know what I mean? And if that's not how you are, I have to, and I'll just how it is and not take it personal. Like, because I thought I had done something to you. That's rather than thinking, oh, she just didn't cross her mind.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. But
yeah. Friendships, eh?
Guys, communication's key.
No, literally, communication is key. But I really liked how we handled that argument, how we could just have a conversation. Yeah. And I felt really calm to just talk to you. Yeah. Like, when I see her, I'm going to talk to her.
Yeah, and I was thinking, I like that you said, what's with the attitude? Because if you just Ray Charles'd it...
And like, tried to give you attitude back.
I'll just been like, nah. And I'm glad that you wanted to hear... Like, it was nice, like, you didn't come off like, what's wrong? You're like, okay, Maz, can we talk, please? So that made it easier to go and talk to you, because I was like, okay, cool, she's... Open. And I'm not a holdy grudge person at all. So, like, now we've had it, I just feel like I love you more. Yeah, like, I'm not explaining it, like...
Because it was like, oh, she cares that I'm upset kind of thing.
And then you said something, you were like you said, oh, I'll work on that. And I just like, that was nice, dear. Like,
because I will, babe.
Aww. And I'll stop being, won't jump to
dramatic.
I was like, oh, babe, like, what was like, I'll ask you.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, that's what's going on in our lives.
Little drama.
Let's move on to lots drama. What is going on the hotline.
Hey Peaches, if you're enjoying this video, you should know that you can listen to every episode of Pressed on BBC Sounds with a new episode every Friday. But now, let's get back to the video, shall we?
This is the Pressed Hotline. Hey girls, love the podcast. I'm a big fan from Australia. I'm 17 years old. I'm a 17-year-old girl in year 11, and I'm currently finding it hard juggling my faith in high school with friends, boys, school, and other stuff. Any advice? I'm a Christian.
Ooh,
that is a hard one.
And it's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably the hardest place as well to kind of be in your faith in school.
Yeah, school and university.
100%.
Like, that era of like mad influence, because it's like people you're with every day, pretty much 5 days a week, right? And it's that impressionable year where you want to fit in. You don't want to be left out, and you just want to fit in without being looked at differently, have friends. Oh,
I feel like friendships really matter when you're trying to
find God and have a strong relationship.
Yeah, like
with
you
him.
need to be around like-minded people
100%.
and also be confident in who you are as well. Like,
and in your faith.
Yeah, like don't feel like just because, and sometimes it's kind of a you thing. Like sometimes you think, oh, just because I haven't heard my friend talk about her faith and stuff, or you see them talking about other things, you're not confident to also loudly talk about you. Like, oh yeah, no, I went to church the other day and I learned, I had such a mad service in church the other day. He spoke about blah 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 and it got me thinking blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? Like talk about your life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you kind of let other people overpower you with what they've got going on. Because
don't you feel like, especially right now, obviously I feel like faith, especially Christianity, like it's kind of watered down. I'd say it's watered down, and it's like easier to bend a bit with it. So I feel like it's important to be quite strong and bold with it, confident with it. And you said the thing about like having the right friends. I 100% agree, because friends influence friends. Like if you have friends that they might not be perfect, but they have that ounce of believing in God, that's good already. Like, and also having friends that go to church, I think helps, because it makes you less, influenced to do things that you know that your morals and values don't mess with as well. Because I feel like even right now it's hard. Like,
no, true,
in the
it
industry
is hard.
we're in, it's hard.
And you also need to have, even though if they're not Christian, at least because you're so bold and you're so strong in who you are, they respect it.
Yeah, and you can also influence them positively.
Exactly.
Because I think what most people don't like is the shoving things down your neck. I get it. But I feel like if you walk in that grace, like, have you ever had people that are so in tune with God, you're actually so attracted to that light?
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to influence you. They don't have to be shoving it down your throat, but they are just so in this light that you're like, babe, why are you so happy?
Yeah.
Why are you so positive? And it's God. Like, it's just those little things. That's why it's more to just stay grounded, but it's hard.
Yeah, I think it just, friends, confidence, and...
Well, so she just struggled. Like, how does she stay committed, basically?
Yeah. So, any advice?
Prayer.
Yeah, literally,
Prayer
and prayer. Don't lose yourself. Because I feel like sometimes when you are, sometimes when you're going strong with your faith, and then you have them times where you fall off a little bit because you've stopped praying for maybe a week, and then you lost track.
Yeah.
But you stay grounded once you stay consistent with your routine.
Yeah. I believe that, because I think that's like with me, like once I feel like I've done something wrong, it's so much harder
to go back.
But it's like, I think as you learn and as you stay committed, God doesn't want perfect. He wants, like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, you aim to be perfect, but no one's perfect. That's why we're humans, do you know what I mean? But I think it's that striving for that and knowing that you can always go back to him, which is what I like. It's hard, though. I think in this generation, it's way harder as well. Because of what you see, what you're influenced by, like enjoyment, like how much enjoyment. Even like in the religion, like clubbing is something is something you're not really meant to do. So especially when you're in an era where everyone's outside, like everyone's doing that. I find it hard, and I'm like, my age, and I've been through uni, college, and school, and it's still a journey. Yeah. But I do believe that having friends that are committed and in Christ make it easier, having 100%. That solid. And I feel like as you are so strong, those things break off you anyways. Yeah. You start.
It's just like natural, like second nature to you.
Certain things you wouldn't just do with them. Certain things, certain topics you won't involve yourself in. But I think, it's hard. I think friends, prayer, commitment.
Yeah, and just confidence and stay grounded in your belief.
And I feel like don't tell everyone as well. I feel like once people, like, as in a sense of, do you ever find that once you say, like, you're in Christ mode, or you're in especially social,
people want to test you.
People test you, and also people hold you more accountable.
Yeah.
You can't fall and make a mistake.
Just do it for yourself.
Do it for
if
yourself.
People bring up the conversation, then if it naturally comes in a conversation about something you've been up to, and the conversation flows that way, then But let us know how you get on.
It's time for Madness with Maz.
So moving on to Madness with Maz, a lot's been happening with the Kardashians.
Oh my God, I saw that.
Much has been happening. If you guys are up to date on the TL, you know that season 4 now. Is it 3 or 4?
I'm not sure. Can't
Okay,
keep
a
up.
new season of Keeping Up the Kardashians have come out, and if you guys do watch them, you'll know that there's been this like ongoing feud with Kim and Kourtney Kardashian. And from what I've seen on TikTok, they kind of squashed it when the last season aired.
Yeah.
Well, when they were filming the last season, and then it aired, and then they both saw what was said, and now it's been kicked off again.
Yeah.
And what kind of blew up was a phone conversation between Kim and Kourtney, and Kim kind of was trying to like hash it out. Like I watched the old series, like some things got me riled up, and then Kourtney's response was more very much like, no, it's not that I'm riled up, but the issue is everything always has to be about you. You can't hack it if someone else is in the center of attention.
Yes.
So off of that, and there was a group chat between that was mentioned. I think Kim, she basically said how like your friends are coming to us and we're having to filter through like what they're saying bad about you to why you've changed. Yeah. Kim saying that was a low blow. She said something about the kids was a low blow.
Yeah, that Kim did take some low shots. I did see the clip.
Yeah.
There were some low shots.
But I think when you're calling someone a narcissist ego, it's hurting.
Yeah,
like,
I think that was both trying to get at each other.
Yeah, but what did you think of it all? Like, everyone's kind of like picking, like people are really picking sides, and it's like you can actually. It's a hard one because is it weird that Kim does no wrong on my eye? Like she's always been my favorite because of just her business savvy mind and how much she's kind of brought all her sisters in. Yeah. So you see that this girl works hard. You see the commitment it is, whatever way she went about it, but this girl wants it and she will go for it. So when you see that, and then I'm seeing Kourtney's side, but I'm also thinking, is this deeper? Because you know what Kim's like. Everyone knows what Kim's like. Everyone knows, like, Kim loves it.
Yeah.
But it's getting to a point where it's affecting her family now and her sister relationship.
I think it might be deep. I feel like also it's reality TV, so we would never really know
the full
and
extent.
Also, I do think that the Kardashians are smart. They always need a storyline as well.
Because I want to go watch the next episode.
Yeah,
now.
and I think their family is very strong. So I think that they're fine. I think in real life, I actually think they're fine.
Yeah.
But I do think if we're talking about Kourtney saying to Kim, can never let anyone else be center of attention, I do think that if Kim was going to be in a room, regardless of, she doesn't have to try and be center of attention. I feel like Kim will always be the center of attention in whatever room she's in, just because of who she is.
Yeah.
Like, she might not even be trying to do anything, but everyone that works that room will act as though Kim is the center of attention.
Yeah, because it's shitty, but it's Kim Kardashian. Like, if you put the names together, like, unless you really watch the girls deep and you build that intimate, like, I can relate to Kourtney, it's kind of like an unfair balance.
Yeah.
You're more likely, Kim's making more headlines, Kim's done more collabs, Kim's just been more out there. So people are naturally going to be, oh my God, it's Kim.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one. It's a shame that there's that issue with rivalry and sisterhood. Like, you know about it in Friends, but sisterhood, I think it's very rare. Like, how me and my sisters are, it's so, like, I couldn't even think of it like that.
Yeah.
But you just never know, though, do you?
I think, you never know. And sometimes I do think the more sisters you have, the more likely that there would be some type of rivalry.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because I think there's just they probably have so much pressure individually as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And they probably have a lot of comparisons that we don't see.
Yeah, because even the aunties be doing it. Like, you have like two sisters and one sister. Aunties already
one's
comparing
doing good.
you.
Yeah. Oh, why can't you be like,
your
can
sister?
you not see she's...
Yeah.
And Kim is not actually the first child. However, she does get treated as though she is the golden child.
That is very true.
So growing up, we don't really know the kind of struggles Kourtney might have felt.
Do you know
or been
there's this
overlooked.
whole like older sisters? We need to, like, hopefully one day we can have that conversation with someone else, older sister. But there's this older sister syndrome. Like, as an older sister, so many people always, I see it, like they talk about, you don't really know how hard it is to be the older sister, to set the standard, and then also to kind of like, there's a theory about it, like the older sister syndrome. We should probably like look into it, but it's hard. It's not as easy a thing, and I feel like Courtney has gone through that older sister syndrome, and like probably the whole having the light thing. Oh gosh, it's hard.
But I do think in real life though, I feel like they're good.
Yeah, because they were at the wedding. I saw it, not the wedding, that baby shower. They were at Kim. All the whole family was there, and I think obviously, like you said, entertainment. You add to
they have to they like to make their headline strong. So if that is the storyline they're going with, they will add all the pepper and spice to it. For people like us to tune in.
Tune in and stuff.
But yeah,
guys.
Well, so guys,
coming to the end of a little break.
We will miss you guys.
We love you guys to our peaches, and we'll see. Hopefully, guys. We hope we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching, Peaches. Remember, you can listen to every episode of Pressed on BBC Sounds and be the first to hear more from us right here. Make sure you subscribe to the BBC Sounds YouTube channel.